And now again, reach out to Representative August Pfluger of Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, I'll start by saying thank you to Ambassador Rosenblum, Secretary Viggory for their help in getting camp pilots out of Uzbekistan.
You're breaking up, Mr. Pfluger. You're breaking up.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I couldn't hear the congressman.
Yeah, I could not hear either. Mr. Pfluger, we could not hear you. You broke up.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I hear you better.
Yep.
Okay. I'd like to start by saying thank you to Ambassador Rosenblum and also to Deputy Secretary Viggory for their help in getting the Afghan pilots out of Uzbekistan to their onward destination. I now want to ask a very pointed question, Mr. Secretary. Are there any American hostages being held in Afghanistan?
Mark Frerichs, who is of great concern to me and to the entire administration, who's been hostage there going back a couple of years, and who we work on every single day to bring back home.
Are there any other American hostages being held?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Are we going to bring Mark Frerichs home now that we have left Afghanistan?
We're doing everything in our power, as we had been, and as the previous administration was doing.
Who is holding Mark Frerichs right now?
I'd be happy to take that up in a different setting.
So would it be fair to say that this is going to be very difficult to bring him home now that we've left Afghanistan?
It was obviously extremely difficult since it didn't happen over the last couple of years. And we're determined, though, that to see that through.
Have you received any classified briefings on the situation as it relates to the terror threat inside Afghanistan? Classified briefings recently?
We get briefings, yes, on a regular basis.
Would you characterize those as positive, like the world is a safer place, or negative, like that threat is rising?
Well, Neil, I don't want to get into any details in this setting. Again, happy to come back to you, but it very much depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at outwardly directed threats against the homeland and against others outside of Afghanistan, the basic assessment is the groups in question currently do not have that capacity, but that could change, and that's why we're being extremely vigilant to see it if it reemerges and to do something about it if it does.
At the 9/11 Museum in New York City, and I'll read, in the Bin Laden Museum of that, the Al-Qaeda, with Taliban's permission to operate in Afghanistan, pursued its campaign against the U.S. and its allies. The Taliban provided Al-Qaeda members with passports and stamps allowing them to travel freely and import vehicles, weapons, and money. I find it hard to believe that so much has changed in a 20-year period that now that threat has been mitigated. How many evacuees have met criteria as known or suspected terrorists at this point in time at our lily pad locations?
Known or suspected? I don't have that information. We're engaged in a extremely vigorous verification process involving multiple agencies, law enforcement, intelligence, security. No one will get to the United States.
Where are they going when they pop on either a KST or some other similar list? Where are they going? What are we doing with them?
So we have a number of countries, I think, as you know, where we're transiting anyone coming out of Afghanistan. That's where the initial checks are done. And if we need more time on those checks to verify something, they stay in place, or they move to another location where we have arrangements to make sure that we have the time we need to go through all of the checks before they get to the United States.
Thank you. And we've requested in a bipartisan manner to conduct oversight and have been denied that ability at the lily pads. We will continue to press. It's not right to be denied that oversight. Mr. Secretary, did the president follow best military advice to the letter on the execution of the withdrawal, as he stated in his speech recently?
Yes, and when it comes to, for example, the question of August 31st, it was the unanimous recommendation of the military, starting with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the Secretary of Defense, all of the commanders on the ground, to move forward with getting out by the 31st, because, as they said, if we did not do that, the risk to force and the risk to mission would be exponentially high.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Do you feel that the United States of America has abandoned our citizens?
No, absolutely not. On the contrary,
Thank you very much,
We've
Mr.
made it-
Secretary. I appreciate your responses. And with that, I yield back.
Thank you, Congressman.